Hello and welcome to Pacific Dialogue. I'm your host, Yunyun. For the past year, the Korean Peninsula seems to have been on the brink of nuclear war. But things changed dramatically after the leaders of North and South Korea met and signed a historic peace declaration. But is it too soon to set a parade date? Many would argue that it is, since the U.S. remains a loose cannon. For instance, some in the U.S. are saying it's their leader, Donald Trump, who deserves the credit for the peace progress. If threatening a country with fire and fury is a peaceful way of doing things, then the world has indeed been turned on its head. Some have even floated the idea of a Nobel Peace Prize for Trump.
President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize.
Claiming that the pressure of increased economic sanctions, along with some name-calling at the UN last September, have forced King Jong-un into submission. You can imagine how this went over in North Korea. The North warned the U.S. not to take its peaceful intentions as a sign of weakness, calling on the U.S. to stop its military and economic threats. China, on the other hand, has insisted on peaceful negotiations on the peninsula. The fact that Kim chose to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping prior to summits with Moon Jae-in and Trump says a lot. But even if an agreement can be reached at the upcoming Kim-Trump summit, how can the North be sure that the U.S. will stick to it? Trump has already walked away from the Paris Agreement, the TPP, Iran nuclear deal. And Trump, a man who has built his presidency on being unpredictable, wanting to convince the world that this time he means business. Okay, good luck with that. So what's at stake on the Korean Peninsula? North Korea's nuclear weapons program emerged in response to the constant threats from the U.S. superpower. And these are not idle threats, mind you. During the Korean War, not one major building was left standing in the North after U.S. bombings. The recent Panmunjeom Declaration explicitly refers to denuclearization as the common goal of both countries. Kim, as a young leader free from the political constraints of the Cold War, wants to bring a new era of peace and stability to the Korean people. And let's not forget that human progress is yearning for peace and harmony in the world. And the latest developments on the Korean Peninsula are an extension of this trend. North Korea has previously made giving up its nuclear weapons conditional on U.S. troops leaving the peninsula. Seems reasonable, don't you think, given its history? But Trump has so far focused exclusively on the North dropping its nuclear program without recognizing the need for U.S. concessions. So Earth to Trump, negotiations are a two-way street. The goal of establishing a permanent and solid peace regime, as stated in the Panmunjeom Declaration, will be impossible without U.S. yielding ground. Will tensions end on the Korean Peninsula? That depends on how the Kim-Trump summit plays out and what Trump brings to the table. Thank you for watching this episode of Pacific Dialogue. Goodbye for now.